So we'll begin with my Habibi. Give a message to those who are suffering, those who are seriously ill, a message of hope. And also from our experience, how some people survive fatal diseases.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. MashaAllah, lovely to have you guys. One thing I have learned over time is to have hope in the mercy of Allah, and the best hope is that when mankind has given up and you still have hope in the miracle and the mercy of Allah. I personally have seen people who were told by medicine that they have no chance of survival and they are still alive. So my brothers, my sisters, if you are unwell, terminal, or whether it's just another sickness, serious or not, ask Allah for cure and have conviction in your heart that Allah is able and capable, because He is. If He created you in the first place, then to cure you is a minor thing, And there is always a cure on earth. It's just that we sometimes don't know. So to have hope in the mercy of Allah, that's one. To call out to Him, it brings you closer and closer to Him. He loves it. When you have lost hope in the whole world, you are still calling out to Him and you say, no, with Allah we don't lose that hope. Allah is able. That ibadah is a very, very big ibadah. So even if you don't get the cure at the end of the day, the elevation of your status because of the dua that you've been making is something you will never regret. May Allah grant it to us. Secondly, I have seen cases of people who are cured. I give you one example. There was a brother, the doctors gave him a few days to live. And someone came up to him and told him, you know what, try alternative therapy, try this. In fact, there was a particular case of a brother with cancer. And they asked him to consider the medical, they call it the CBD of the cannabis, the medical extracts from the cannabis. It's not the social smoking, please. And it's not just, we're going to have cannabis, it's okay. It's not okay. But there is the THC and the CBD. One has a slightly intoxicating ingredient, or it's on that level, and the other one doesn't. Nonetheless, they gave him this alternative therapy. They asked him to change his diet to a total alkaline diet and be disciplined what you eat, what you drink, and so on, what to have. And a very short period of time, his tumors began to diminish, and today he's alive. And I know this brother. And not just one. After that, many of the brothers and the sisters with cancer, they went into this THC treatment. In fact, some of the mashayikh were asked about it, that it has a slight intoxication in it. It is not permissible unless there is a tremendous need, a dire need. But still, make sure that you seek advice from the scholars around you on particular cases. It's not just a blanket ruling to say, guys, go and do it. But the idea here is to present the fact that there are alternatives. Sometimes you need to know. It's not just people who make you lose hope completely. You have 5 minutes to live, you have 5 days to live, you have a month to live, and so on. In their expertise, perhaps it might be right, but remember, for Allah, it's not the case. So we consider alternatives and we don't give up hope. So I hope that what I've just said can inspire you. Number one, to have hope, to make dua. Number two is to try different types of medication, to read up on the sicknesses you may have, and to ask different people, sometimes not just people from one particular field, but perhaps those who might be doing the alternative medications and so on. And the last thing I want to say is, while you're ill, you're still alive. Try your best to be productive in that condition. What it does, it may distract you from the sickness, number one. Number two is you're doing good deeds while you are in bed perhaps, or while you might not be feeling that well. Sometimes those deeds can probably be better in quality and maybe even quantity than the deeds you did while you were healthy. Allah.